Welcome to the customization tutorial for Orbit. Orbit is a template that we build for AI automation agencies, but it easily can be customized so it fits any other type of digital business. So it's a super versatile template, and now I'm going to show you how you can customize it. First, once you purchase the template, this is the screen that you will see, and from here all you need to do is simply click the copy project to my account. If you do not see this button, then most likely you don't have a Framer account, and then you would just have to make an account and simply log into it and click the link from your email once again. Now if you're completely new to Framer, if you have never used it before, then I would suggest for you to watch the Framer Basics crash course that we have. I will leave a link to it in the descriptions. There you can see like a full overview of how to use Framer. So here we're going to focus on more specific things. But again, if you have no experience at all, just give our other tutorial a watch and you'll feel a lot more confident working in Framer. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to change the logo. In the navigation, so we're using a component for the navigation. So how to edit it, you simply double click the component and this will open the component menu. And now first things, we're going to be changing the logo, so all you have to do is double click it, and then here you will see the choose image prompt. We will simply pick our new logo, and I'm going to show you how to make sure that it looks good. Okay, so I just added another logo. Now in your case, if you add a logo that is a bit more wider or taller, it might look pretty weird. In my case, I think it's a bit too small. So what we're going to do is we're going to select it. We're going to zoom in, and then holding down Shift, we're just going to resize this box so it's a bit bigger and the logo is a bit, it kind of makes sense that it's this size. So that's how you change the logo. It's as simple as that. If you want to edit the links, you can simply double click, change them, and then change the link here. If you want to add more links, simply select one of the links and then click Ctrl D to duplicate as many times as you need. Then simply, again, double click, edit the link, click here, change it, and you're good to go. Now on the right side, we do have a login button. If you don't have a platform, if your product isn't like a SaaS, you can simply click this and then make it not visible. And then you can just leave the get started button, which would either link to like a Calendly or a contact page or anything else really. Once you're done editing everything here, just scroll to the right and make sure that the mobile menu is looking good as well. In our case, it is, so we're good to go. The next thing that we're going to be customizing is the top bar. Now this is actually pretty easy to customize. You have 3 fields in the right side, so you have link, so basically where this goes once you click it. Then we have text 1 and text 2, which is basically these 2 texts right here. Okay, after that we're going to be customizing the colors, and to do that I would ask you to go to the assets tab here in the left sidebar, and then if you scroll down you will see that we have the colors right here. We have dark, dark elevated, etc, etc. So to change them, the easiest thing would be to simply click on them and then change it to whatever you want to change it to. In our case, let's just do something random. I'm gonna make this like a dark blue color. Then I'm gonna copy it. For dark elevated, I'll paste the same thing but make it slightly lighter. Then dark accent, for our accent, let's use like green. So this would be the dark accent, and then we have the light accent. So just like that. In accent 2, let's make this like this type of color. And as you can see, this already reflects on a lot of the parts on our website, but there are still things that have not changed color. For example, the top bar, if we double click it, we can go to the component, and then here we can actually change all of these colors so they fit our new theme. I'm gonna do that for both states, so dark, accent, and then accent 2. And now we're just gonna change these 2 to a dark color so they're actually visible. And also this separator line, if you zoom in and double click it, you will be able to select the line, and then we're gonna make it dark so there's like a clear line between them. And now if we go back, you will see that this is now in our new theme. Another thing that does not apply the new colors to is the drop shadows. So you see this button has this kind of glow effect. If we double click here, we can actually scroll down and we can see how many shadows we have. We have quite a lot to achieve this effect. So I'm just gonna click on the color, and then here we're gonna pick this green, and we're gonna make it like 23%. Then we're gonna do the same here. and we're gonna make it 20. I'm just gonna copy this code. We're gonna go here, we're gonna make it 12, and then same thing here, same thing right here, and we're pretty much good to go. I'm just gonna apply the same color code to the shadows on the hover effect, so you can follow exactly what I'm doing. It might be a bit confusing if you haven't gone through the Framer Basics tutorial, but if you just follow along, if you pause the video and do exactly as I do, you should be able to do this pretty easily. Now, one extra thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the words actually dark so they're more easily readable. And if we go back, you will now see that the shadow is changed. And if we play the website and we hover, we do have that effect still. Same thing on the top bar. So that's how you change the colors. Now we also have a drop shadow here, so I'm just gonna simply select our new accent color, probably gonna make it a bit lighter, like 40%. And then that's how you basically change the colors everywhere on the page, except a few small places. Places like that are the actual illustrations where you will need to open them in Figma and actually change the illustration in there. Same thing with this dashboard. So you will find a link to the Figma file in the purchase email. So once you open that Figma file, you will basically see this screen. And what you have to do is exactly as it says here, simply click this little arrow, duplicate it. And then once you duplicate that, you will actually be able to edit the file itself and change the colors. So if we zoom in and if we select this dashboard, you will see that we have all of the colors right here. What I'm going to do, just so we're not wasting time, is I'm going to grab our accent color from Framer. Then I'm going to go back to Figma and I'm just going to place it everywhere where we have this red color. I'm just going to use our new highlight color so we can do like a quick change. Here as well, I'm gonna place this on the shadow, and I think this is pretty good. Just this dashboard, I'm gonna make the letters light, and then here you can also either delete this logo or replace it with yours. Ideally, you would have your own dashboard screenshot here and you won't have to use this one, but if you want to use it, this is how you can edit it. After you're done, simply click export as JPEG, and we can do 1.5x, and then we will import it to our Framer site. So once we've exported it, double click the dashboard image right here, and then we're gonna pick our dashboard that we just exported. Okay, just like that, we have our new dashboard, and now it's in the same color scheme. Now there's also this little detail here that you can customize. For example, this could be dark, this could be accent, and this could be accent 2. These little stars, they could also be in the dark or like the accent color. And now our hero section is looking pretty good with the new colors. Now you should follow this same exact process for everywhere else. For example, here we have a little drop shadow. I would make it green. In Figma, you can make this dashboard also in the green colorway. Same thing right here. We do have drop shadows. These images, I will show you how to edit them. But basically, this is how you edit the colors. And then just don't forget to go through all of the pages if you want to change the colors to make sure that everything is consistent. Okay, so next up, let's see what we have. Next up, we have the client logos. So to edit the client logos, again, we're using a component, so we're going to have to double click it. And then if you zoom out, you will see we have 3 versions: desktop, tablet, and phone. And then to the left side, we have our logos. So how to add a new logo? You would simply drag it into the canvas, and then I'm going to show you what you do. Okay, so I just dragged in a new logo. Now, ideally, the format you want it to be in is SVG, but if you don't have an SVG, then PNG will also work. So once you drag it in, I would just position it next to our existing logos, and then I would just try to resize it so it's in a similar size as the other ones. Once you've done that, we have to right click, and then we're going to click add frame. And then we're going to go to the right sidebar. In this fill right here, we're going to click the X so it's transparent. And then once we've done that, we can click the actual logo slider. And then you will see these 3 dots. You simply click and hold and then connect it to our new logo that we just added. And just like that, we added a new logo. If you want to remove any of the logos, you can simply select them and click delete on your keyboard. So that's how you change the client logos. Next up, we have these little icons right here, and these are actually phosphor icons. So if you Google phosphor icons written like this, you will see their full library. They have like a ton of icons, and then you can simply search for the icon you want to use here. For example, here we could use like a group icon or like users, and you can just easily change the icons like that. Okay, so we talked about how you can customize these images. It's all in the Figma file. You can even use your own dashboard screenshots. Ideally, if you have them, that would be great. This video, you can see how to change it in the Framework Basics course, but basically we just changed the link here. Now we get to the process section where I'm going to show you how to add more process steps. Basically, once you start editing the template, I would ask you to always stay on the layers tab. So this way you can see what you're actually selecting. And if you want to add a new step to the process section, you have to make sure you have selected the main step layer. So if you have selected that, you can, it's called step. You can click Command or Control D and duplicate it as many times as you need. And then you simply go in, you change the text, and that's how you add a new step. If you want to delete a step, simply select it, make sure you have selected the main one and click delete on your keyboard, and that's how you do that. Okay, next up we have the case study section, and this is actually edited in a different way. It's managed through the CMS, so you can simply click the CMS button right here, and then you're going to see the 2 case studies that we do have. If you want to add a case study, simply click new item and then fill out all of these fields, and it's as easy as that. A new case study will be added to your dashboard. If you want to edit any of the existing ones, same thing, click on them and then just change all of the information. We do have highlight statistic number and highlight statistic description, so you have to make sure that the number part has a number and the description part has some text, but you shouldn't go overboard with the text. If you ever want to delete a case study, right click and then you can click delete. So that's how you manage the case studies. Next up we have the testimonials. The testimonials actually use a slideshow component in Framework, and you can see our testimonials right here to the left side. Now how you edit them is like however you edit any text. Simply double click, change the text, change the image, change the logo. Now in this case this is an SVG logo, so that's the way you change the logo is the same way that you add logos in the client logos part that we covered. You simply drag it in. I'll do it with you. So drag this in. We're gonna select it. We're gonna click Command or Control X to cut it. Then we're gonna click here, right here on the logo. We're gonna click this testimonial part. We're gonna click Control V to paste it. We're gonna drag it above this first frame, and then we're gonna delete that second frame, and just like that we changed our logo. Now if you want to add a completely new testimonial, what you will have to do is you will have to duplicate one of them. So simply select the main layer right here, hold down Alt or Option, and then just drag it away until you copy it, and then same thing, change the logo, change the text, change the image. Once you're done, click on the slideshow, 3 dots, hold down, and then connect it with our new testimonial. Okay, next up we have FAQs. Now how you manage the FAQs is again a component, so we have to double click it, and then here you will see all of the questions that we have. If you want to change the content of any of the questions, simply select it, and then here you have the headline, and then below that we have the description. So that's how you change it. It's really as easy as that. And if you want to edit any of the other questions, same thing, you just won't see the answer because they're set to the closed variant. But if you want to add more questions, simply select one, Command or Control D, duplicate it as many times as you want. If you want to delete any of the questions, select them and then just click delete on your keyboard. So that's how you change the questions. And finally, we have the book a call section, which actually features a Calendly embed. So I'm just going to log into my Calendly to show you what part we need from your calendar link, and we're going to be right back. Okay, so what you actually need is to open your calendar link in your browser. And the part that we will need is everything after the .com. So right here from the first slash, right until the question mark. If you don't have this question mark, then it's all right, just copy everything else. But we basically need these two parts. The second part is if you have multiple options for people to book a call into. In my case, I do, so we're gonna need to copy this. Then we go back and then we paste it right here. And just like that, we have our calendar right here. Now we do have the Calendly section on a few other pages, so make sure to follow the same process everywhere else. And this pretty much covers the homepage. The last thing that we have to do actually is to edit the footer. Now changing the logo is exactly the same way as changing the logo in the navigation, so you can go back and check that if you need. Now the social media links, you simply select any of the icons, you add in your link right here. For example, if you don't have Facebook but you have YouTube, you can simply write YouTube and it will change the icon, and then here you just plug in your YouTube link. If you want to add more social media, select one and then click Command or Control D as many times as you wish, and then just simply write the name of the social media and plug in your link right here. Below that we have the site links. Managing them is the same way as the navigation part, so you can go there and check it. And finally we have a copyright notice. Here I will just change the Orbit template name and you're pretty much good to go with editing the footer. Now next up we do have managing the team members on the about page. So if you go to pages, this is where you can navigate through all of the pages. So managing the team members here, everything else is just exactly the same as we have discussed, so I'm not going to cover those. What I'm going to cover is the meet the team section. Now if you want to remove it, let's say you don't want to show your team, simply go to layers, select the team layer and make it not visible. But if you have team members, but let's say you only have 2 people, this is how you remove one of the team members. You simply open up the team layer, open the grid, and then here you will see the 3 team members that we have. If you have 2, the last team member, we're going to hide it, so we're going to make it not visible. Then we're going to select the grid, and then the columns, we're going to make them 2, and just like that we are ready to go. Now changing the information inside is super easy, you know, just like any other image, change it, change the name, the description, etc. But let's say if you actually have 4 team members, you can bring back the 3rd team member. So we're going to select him and then we're going to bring him back, and then we're going to click Command or Control D, and then we're going to duplicate it. But now our layout looks a bit weird, so we're going to again select the grid. We're going to make it 2 columns, and this way it looks nice. But if you have, let's say, 6 members, then, you know, making it like this is the best way possible. So that's how I manage the team. Next up, we do have the case study page. Now on the case study page, the only thing really you can customize is just, you know, put your Calendly link here, the same way we did on the home page. Same thing on the contact page, actually, just go in, add in your calendar link right here and you're good to go. Then we also have privacy policy and terms and conditions pages. Now these are, you know, just template text that we got from Google. It's not even filled out. So if you do have privacy policy and terms and conditions, then fill them out. If you don't, then you can simply delete these pages or draft them, because if you don't need them, there's no reason to have them. You should also remove the links from the footer as well if you are not going to use them. So yeah, that's that. And then the 404 page, it's pretty much just a basic 404. I wouldn't recommend touching it if you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, so last thing we didn't cover is the roadmap. So if you want to add more roadmap steps, you can simply select the main layer, and then here make sure you have selected the single item layer. Then you can Control or Command D to duplicate it as many times as you need, change the icon, change the text, etc, etc. If you want to delete any of the items, simply select it from the layers and click delete on your keyboard, and that's that. It's pretty easy. And then just remember to plug in your Calendly link on the actual section here as well. Okay, so this pretty much covers everything. I hope this tutorial was useful to you guys. If you get stuck anywhere while customizing this template, let me know and I will do my best to help you. You can go to our website, you can get in touch with me there, and again, I'll do my best to help you. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.